Welcome back, sports fans, to another episode of the 2315 Sports Show. We're on episode 8, counting down to number 10. We're pretty close. I'm pretty excited for that. Today, it's going to be a little different. We're not doing a live show for this week, but it will be up on all of our platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Pod, probably at around 5 o'clock Central Time. So you guys can listen there. Also, we did recently this week create a Facebook page that you guys are more than welcome to look up. It's the same 23XV Sports Show on Facebook, so you can join in on the conversation there. So without any further ado, let's just jump right in here. Pregame segment. What do we got for news this week?
All right. So, obvious big news. Kansas City Chiefs, your Super Bowl 58 champions with an overtime win over the San Francisco 49ers. So, good game overall, and they deserve the victory there. And then just kind of moving on quickly, NBA Allstar Weekend this weekend should be pretty good, be an exciting. Um, and I seen let's see, 2 days ago, I think they were talking about the NBA trade deadline, and the Warriors were calling the Lakers trying to trade for LeBron. But
Really?
yeah, and I think the um, Jeannie Buss, she called LeBron's agent, was like, "Hey, is he unhappy?" And he said, "No, he wants to be here." So they turned it down. So, but the Warriors, they said they're looking for a star wing to be the number two behind Steph. So, in the off season, look for some kind of move to be made for the Warriors to jump back into heavy contention. So, it'll be exciting.
That's interesting. I
It
think.
is.
I don't know. I don't know. Is he gel on that team? Um,
Yeah.
that would be kind of. I don't know. I don't
With
see it.
Draymond, it'd be tough because of the floor spacing. But I mean, to be the defender and to be the intimidator, Draymond's got it. But I mean, you get LeBron pretty much handling the ball 50 to 75% of the time. Steph and Clay. Clay's pretty much just a spot up shooter anymore. So,
Yep.
but it'd be interesting. LeBron's kind of been hitting it, wanting to play with Steph, and flat out came around and said it. I think on the shop, he was like, "Only player I really want to play with is Steph." So that would be interesting to see. Who knows if they
Yeah.
would win anything? They may not, but it'd be cool to see.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see it. Um, that would just be. I don't think it would work.
Yeah,
But again, you never know, and I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think
yeah, it's not.
it happens if
So
LeBron wants it to happen. So
yeah, yeah, that's the only way. And then still with the trade deadline, the 76ers, so they called the Lakers asking about LeBron as well. Daryl Morey was like, "Hey, we need some help. Is LeBron available?" And they were like, "No chance." So then he calls the Suns and James Jones, and he was like, "Hey, is KD available?" And he was like, "No chance, no chance." And so he goes on to still ask. He's like, "What about Booker or Beal? Are they available?"
yeah,
And so it's
no.
crazy. More, shooting for the stars, trying to get another star beside Embiid, but
Well, you
it's
have to.
crazy.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're actually, that is a team I could see LeBron working on. Um, that is a very well built team for him. Um, Embiid clears out the middle, but also can kind of spot up shoot on the outside. And they got shooters all around
yeah,
too. So he would fit pretty well there, actually.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It
it'd
would
be
it
interesting.
would be good to see, but I think he's going to move off the Lakers after this
Yeah.
season anyway.
Yep.
Either to go play with Bronny or go somewhere where he doesn't have to be the number one, just kind of still be an alpha, but be the number two option behind another star, which at this point in his career, it's what he needs.
Oh yeah. 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 I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Um, and then we got for baseball, we've got yesterday pitchers and catchers reporting,
Mhm.
and by the weekend, we've got everyone else going to start flowing in. So good news for you.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting to get baseball underway and get going. So,
Best time of the year. Best time of the year.
yep.
So yeah, I enjoy baseball. Also, baseball means nice weather. So for here in Wisconsin, it's very nice to
Yes.
see baseball coming around. So means the weather is going to cooperate with us pretty soon. So
Yes, that's good. And then, last but not least, the biggest news of the day:
oh.
NCAA 25 trailer
Mm.
got released today. So I know that's something big that we've been waiting for years. So it'll be good to see.
Yes. Yeah, very very happy about that. I almost thought it was almost like a ploy or something that um they weren't even going to release it or something like that. So very happy to see that it is actually coming. It is from EA, so it is official. We are getting it, and that's exciting. I'm ready for it, big time.
Yeah, it'll be good. So, and also, I'm a dad of 6, as you know, but for
That's
the
all right.
viewers, I've got you know, our second youngest. He's hanging out. He's hanging out with me right now, apparently. So, welcome Noah to the 23XV Sports
There he
Show.
is, special guest.
That's right.
Special guest. He looks very
All
thrilled.
right, but yeah, he's excited to be here. He's got a snack, but that's all I got for the news today. So a little short news segment.
Yeah, not much popping. Not much popping. So going back to the first thing you mentioned, we do have the kind of Super Bowl recap, and as as a very disappointed person, the 49ers didn't win. Um, I do have to say the Chiefs really surprised me and showed up. I shouldn't say surprised, but they really came together because it didn't look very good in the first kind of half. I mean, they were at each other's throats. You had Kelsey, you know, getting right with Andy Reid, and it looked like they were defeated. So it was very impressive that Mahomes kind of pulled it together, and I think he pretty well did that. He was the
Yeah,
guy in the Super Bowl, and I also think Kyle Shanahan kind of lost it for them. Um, he went away from the run and tried to make Purdy throwing 40 times the game, and it's like that's not how you got there. That's not going to work. And you have the best running back in the league, so I don't know why they went around and went away from that. But good game overall. It was kind of boring in the first half, honestly. Um, I mean, it was very slow. It was very defensive related, but picked up in the second half, and then obviously in OT, it was pretty pretty entertaining. So, what are your initial thoughts on the Super Bowl? Did you figure it was coming?
yeah. I was watching it through the first quarter, first possession, and CMC fumbles it, and I was like, it could be a very long day for the 49ers. And then, got a 3-and-out, get the ball back. They go 3-and-out, and then Pacheco fumbles the ball, and I was like, okay, back to square one. It's all even, so turnover battle is going to matter.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they ended up losing the turnover battle and still won the game. The Chiefs did, so that's not normal. But or
No.
I guess the turnover battle was even. It was because I forgot the botched punt, but it was a good game. Come the second half, I was like, well, this has been. I was like, it's gonna. The Chiefs started getting it clicking, and I texted you and I said momentum swinging, and it was over at that point.
Yeah.
And I knew once the Chiefs scored after that the fumble on the punt, I was like, this game's over. But yes, he did. Shanahan, I think it hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
If I was the team, Christian McCaffrey, I'd probably be a little frustrated because you're the best running back in the league. You're the best player on the team,
Yep.
and more times than not in the second half, I seen him out as a wide receiver more than a running
Yeah.
back. But it was a good game. I enjoyed it. I was on edge most of the time, cheering for the 49ers, but it
Oh
was a
yeah.
good game. The refs let them play, didn't call, you know, hardly any penalties.
No.
Um,
Nope.
so so you can't really be like, well, the refs missed this call because there were missed calls on both sides, just where they were just letting them play instead of, you know, having 30 flags in a Super Bowl. So, but it was a good game. I enjoyed it. The Chiefs are the best team in football, and I made a bet with Ezra, my oldest son,
Oh.
and he said he's a Chiefs fan now. Apparently, like
Oh.
I don't know when that started.
Hmm.
Chiefs fan, Mahomes, Travis Kelsey. He's a Swiftie,
Oh.
so
Okay. That makes sense.
yeah, yeah. So we made a bet. I told him if it's the 49ers one, he couldn't win or couldn't cheer for the Chiefs anymore. And he was like, "All right, deal." And I was like, "But if the Chiefs win, I'll get on my podcast and I'll admit that the Chiefs are the best team in football. Yep, Mahomes is the best
Mm.
quarterback in the league right now, and Travis Kelsey is the best tight end in the league. So shout out Ezra, you heard it
There he
here.
is.
Bet paid.
Bet paid. Yeah, that's got to taste pretty bad coming out of your mouth. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably that probably hurts a little.
It
I do
it
agree with
does.
you. Um, I do believe, and they're the best team with the best quarterback, the best tight end, and they also are led by the best coach in the NFL, if not in
Yes.
history. So,
Yes.
um, again, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I think that team goes wherever Andy Reid goes, and if he leaves, they're done. Um, but I can officially say I got it on the bottom ticker here. I can honestly say they are definitely a dynasty now. Um,
Yes.
and we'll kind of take a kind of take a moment and have the prayers and all sent to them because of their tragedy that happened at the parade, which was ridiculous beyond all belief. Um, but we're not going to go into that. Just wanted to make note of it, and prayers are out for those families because it's supposed to be a very joyous moment, and it was until the end. So,
Yeah.
but I will say they are a dynasty, and I don't know as they're stopping anytime soon. Andy Reid's coming back. Um, they're just going to get better. I think they're going to go get a receiver or two this year. Mahomes, I think, has already been reported as he's going to rework his contract, kind of like Brady did all those years to get, which is what the greats do. I mean, they
Yep.
sacrifice for the team. I quote unquote sacrifice. I mean, they're getting their money. It's just later, which is a better play anyway. Um, so I'd say they're a dynasty for sure.
Yes. They are, and not like you said, they're not done yet. They're going to keep going. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how good they are moving forward. I think they will get a receiver, maybe two,
Yep.
but at what cost are you going to? I know Chris Jones yesterday was like, I'm coming back, but he's going to be the highest paid defensive lineman in football.
Yeah.
So, like, can they really afford him? If they can, they'll have to sacrifice elsewhere on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
L'Jarius Sneed, who's probably one of the best corners in the league, he's about to hit free agency. Where does that leave him? Where's he getting paid? Not. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they, move around the
Make
roster
it
a little
work.
bit, see if they can work some money just to bring people in. But good thing is you've got, Rice on a rookie deal, Pacheco on a rookie deal. You've got a lot of young pieces still on cheap deals, so they can. And a lot of their defense is young,
Yeah.
so it'll be good to see. But it'll be interesting where Chris Jones and L'Jarius Sneed end up.
Yeah, and Chris Jones is who he is, but I would almost at that rate take Snead over him because it's a passing league. Um, and if you got a shutdown corner an average defensive guy is going to get a sack. So
Yeah.
I know he's a game ruiner and Chris Jones, and I'm not doubting his talent at all, but Snead's younger.
Yeah.
And he's at a more prolific position now on the defense than ever as a corner.
Yeah.
So I think I'd go that route. I also think Travis Kelce's up pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he?
Yeah. He may have another year after, like another year, maybe two. I don't know. I can't remember when he's worked his deal, but hitting on your point, like Snead's the guy that I would go at. I would make sure we brought back, because you think about teams in the league that have a good corner. They may have one elite corner, but to have a really good second corner, it's almost non-existent. You get like some average corners as your number two. But the Chiefs drafted, I'm blanking on his name, but their number two corner, number 22, and he was an All-Pro this year. So you got two All-Pro corners. You better keep.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, I think I saw on Twitter today, I think the Bears, I don't think they're bringing back one of their guys. Maybe Jackson, which is interesting. I think it's Eddie Jackson. So I mean, he's going to be out there for.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't show well this year, so maybe cheaper. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I do think they are a dynasty. We can say it. I mean, they were pretty well a dynasty before coming into this game, but a loss would have made a lot of people question, I think.
Yeah.
And they kind of shut those down. So overall, it was a good game for sure.
Yeah, 3 rings in 5 years looks a lot better than 2 rings in 5 years. So
yeah, for sure. And Judd, kind of touching on the other stuff associated with the Super Bowl. Commercials were this year. A lot of movies, so that kind of was whatever for me. The halftime show was good. I think it was a little too short.
Yeah.
We got to see a lot of our childhood memories with those songs and the guys singing, Luda and Lil Jon, and Jermaine Dupri was up there, and I mean, it was kind of cool to see that.
Alicia
And he did very
Keys.
well. Usher did very well.
Yeah.
So Alicia, that piano was insane looking. So it was a good overall Super Bowl. And I would not be surprised if the Chiefs are back there again next year. And I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers are back again next year, to be honest.
Yep. It'll be good. It'll be interesting to see, how the offseason shakes out and how the teams work out. But like you said, I would not be surprised to see either one of them back.
Yep, I agree. So the main focus of the show today, this weekend is NBA Allstar Weekend. We do have a couple things kind of lead up to this in this section anyway. You got a whole weekend starting Friday night, tomorrow night, or tonight technically, that is full of basketball. And we probably should have thought ahead. And the way the show is, we should have went to this because it's in Indiana. It's literally in between both of us. But it didn't really come to fruition, obviously. But it should be a decent weekend. I think the events themselves have kind of gotten a little down in the years. But this year, we were looking at it before the show, and we're going to kind of go through it. It looks a little better this year, maybe. So I don't know. I like the NBA All-Star Weekend. It's more like everyone thinks it's halfway through. It's more like 2/3 of the way through the NBA year. But we'll see. It has the making of a good one, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Which it's, like you said, the actual game itself is normally, all offense, no defense. Just kind of let's just show off a little bit, which that's fine. Let them. They've earned that, I guess. But I hope 3-point contest is always pretty entertaining. It's good. The dunk contest needs some work, but getting Jaylen Brown in there this year is huge. So maybe some other stars will follow suit and jump right in. So let's see.
Yeah, We'll see, and we'll kind of jump right in here. I'm gonna for all of you on YouTube, and I think Spotify also, there's a video option. I'm gonna share my screen here. We're just gonna go through these pretty quick, not too much to really go in detail of. That So the first event technically is the Celebrity All-Star Game. Now, I was kind of looking through these. It's Shannon Sharp and Stephen A as the coaches, which I think will be hilarious. When they're on the show together, on Stephen A's show together, they are hysterical. You also have the assistant coaches on Shannon's team is 50 Cent, and the two coaches or assistant coaches on Stephen A is Lil Wayne and Asia Wilson. So that'd be kind of cool seeing them all kind of coach. But let's see. So on Shannon's team, there's not very many I even recognize. Let's see. Maybe one. But
There's
there's
not many.
there's not many that I would recognize. And maybe you guys that are listening know these names, but the annual AA, Kai Cenat, I think that's the streamer, is it not?
Yeah, it
I think
is.
he's a big streamer. So okay, maybe I know two. Connor Daly, maybe. Walker Hayes,
I'm
so
not
country
sure who that
singer.
is. Yep.
Quincy Isaiah, I have no idea who that is. Jewel Lloyd. Then we
I
got
think
Micah
she used to be
Parsons.
I think
Oh,
Jewel
WNBA.
Lloyd used to be a WNBA player, but
Okay,
maybe I'm not sure.
okay, that might make sense. We do have Micah Parsons, which NFL, so that's a beast out there. We got Lily Singh, Sir, no clue, and Dylan Wang. So on Shannon's team, I might know three. Um, let's see, Stephen A's. We got Meta World Peace, ex NBA. Jack Ryan. We got CJ Stroud, who
Oh,
that's a big one. And so interesting on him. Like, I don't know if anyone watched him warm up this year, but he uses every single sport to warm up. He'll use baseball, basketball, football. I think there's like been like golf randomly and soccer. Like, there's a lot of things that he incorporates from all those games. So I bet he's going to ball out.
yeah, and
Um,
apparently he was like in high school. He was a huge three-star athlete
oh,
or three-sport athlete, and like in basketball, I can't remember the NBA player he played against, but he was like, I dropped 40 on his head during a
oh,
game in high school. So
I
pretty
can see
cool.
that. Yeah, that is pretty cool. There's a Gianmarco Tamburi, no clue. Adam Blackstone, that name sounds familiar. I'm not real sure why, but it does. Natasha Cloud. We got Jennifer Hudson. Tristan Jazz. That might be.
Yeah,
Is he a
he's
streamer
a
too?
yeah, but he's more of a content creator. He's got his own
Okay.
YouTube page, but he does a lot of off the bounce, between the legs, 360
Oh,
like layups, and like he's like a
okay.
real fancy, like
So like a street baller
just a
almost,
strict stuff. Yeah, kind
like a
of.
modern day street baller.
Yeah, he was
Um,
really good in high school, averaged like 30 points a game, but then
damn.
didn't play in college, but he plays like a lot of rec league stuff and huge YouTube and Twitter
Okay.
following. So
Following. And then the last two is AJ McLean and Kwame Onwachi. I should have made you say that name. I have
yeah,
no idea how to say that name. So, judging by that, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go CJ Stroud for the MVP of that, and I'd say
yeah.
Stephen A's team's gonna win.
Yep. Either Stroud or Meta World Peace. He may
Ooh,
go. I don't
yeah,
know. Actually, I'll be different. I'm gonna go Tristan Jass MVP. He's gonna have it
okay,
like 25 or more. So
okay,
he's gonna have a big game. And Team Stephen A winning.
yeah, yep, I agree. So that's Friday night. It's kind of like a kickoff, and then you get into Saturday night, um, which is kind of the main focus besides the game on Sunday. So the first thing we got the skills challenge, and I kind of like the way they set this one up this year. It was a little different. So they took three guys from the home team. So Team Pacers. We got
Okay.
Tyrese Halliburton. You got Benedict Mathurin, and then Miles Turner. And then
Nice.
you have a team top picks. So I don't know how that works, and I didn't read it, and I probably should have. I wonder if that is like voted on from certain teams.
Mhm.
So we got,
So,
I would assume that's what it is. So we got Paolo Banchero, we got Anthony Edwards, and then we got Victor Wembanyama. And then you have like team all stars. So that's obviously just all stars of this year. And we have Scotty
yeah.
Barnes, Tyrese Maxey, and Trey Young. Um, this this event's really cool. Shooting, passing, dribbling. I really enjoy. I like this skills challenge. I like this kind of setup. I like the event itself. And this one's kind of stacked if you start looking at it.
There's a lot of good talent in there, and I like how they still keep some of the bigs in here where it used to
Mm-hmm.
just be always guards, and then they kind of went to like a tournament format. It was like bigs versus
Yeah,
not littles, but bigs versus
pretty
guards
much.
or whatever, and that was cool. But I like all the athletes in here. I'm probably gonna say it'd be cool to see Wembanyama win, but I don't think he's going to. I'm gonna say Tyrese Halliburton's gonna win it.
See, but so is it a team though? Does the team win?
Ooh, ooh, it may be.
So if it's the team,
Yeah,
I'm going with the top picks team. I'm going with
same.
Wembanyama, Anthony Edwards, and Paolo Banchero. Um, and I should
I
have
don't.
probably
I'll go
researched,
if
but
it goes here. Hold on, I've got it right here. If it does go straight teams, I'll probably go All Stars
that's a good one
because
too.
I like Maxi and Young. So round one is a team relay. They compete one at a time. Each player must complete the course, the outlet pass, down court through moving pylons this year.
Oh,
Short shot in the lane, maximum 3 attempts. Left corner three, dribble to opposite goal and make a basket. Round two is team passing, and then
mm,
round three is team shooting. So it's all
all team.
it's all team based. So based on that,
I'm
I don't
still
know.
rolling with the top picks.
With the ball handling and the passing and the shooting, I'll go all stars. Just
That's,
like to just be different. But I like them. I think they're going to be, which I like Miles Turner and
I
Benedict
do too.
Mathurin, but
But
I
those
don't
other
think
ones are
they're on
stacked.
on par with the other ones. Yeah,
Yeah, those other ones are stacked. I don't know. I just like. I mean, Paolo. He's kind of that point forward, so he's going to be fine. Anthony Edwards is a
yeah,
straight up dog.
yeah,
And Victor, he takes 3 steps and he's already to the other side of the floor. So, I don't know. I like the top picks in this one. This is probably the most talent we've seen in the skills challenge to
yeah.
date. I think. Um, I don't know. I'm pretty excited for that one. And then moving on, I would assume the next event is second event is the 3-point contest. When I first heard these names, I was kind of bummed on this one. Like, there's big names, but there's not big shooter names, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean, of
yeah.
course, so the people not watching, you got Malik Beasley from the Bucks, you got Jalen Brunson from the Knicks, you got Tyrese Halliburton again from Indy, or the Pacers, you got Damian Lillard from the Bucks as well, and then you got Lauri Markkanen from the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell from um, Cleveland, Karl Anthony Towns from the Timberwolves, and then Trey Young from the Hawks. So I don't know why I couldn't think of Cavaliers when the Cleveland uniform was in front of me. If anyone picked that up, I couldn't tell you. But I don't know. It just doesn't. To me, this doesn't feel like a 3-point roster, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, we're used to seeing, like, from our time too, Steph, Clay, Kyle Korver, JJ
Mhm,
Redick, all the big name shooters. Like,
mhm.
there's no Duncan Robinson in here, no Tyler Hero. Um,
Yeah, just
there's a lot of good shooters in the league that aren't participating. So,
yeah, I agree, and I don't know, I it feels down, it feels like I'm not gonna say this 'cause it's gonna be wrong, I feel like Dame can win another one because I think he won last year. Like, I feel this is
yeah,
his in the bag. Like, Trae Young might be the biggest. I don't know, that Tyrese can shoot too. Um, I don't
yeah.
know.
I'm gonna
Who you got
go.
winning this one?
I'm gonna go Cat.
Oh,
He's a
ooh, a dark
he's a
horse too?
shooter. Maybe Markkinen though. Markkinen can shoot too.
He
I'll
can
go
light 'em
Cat.
up.
I think Cat can do it. So
I'm a
he doesn't have a ton of lift on his shot, so that will save his legs, I think.
mhm.
So I'll go Cat with like 26 or
Oh,
27 points probably.
alright. I'm a
So
I think I'm gonna take the hometown kid in this one. I'm gonna take Tyrese Halliburton in this one. Um, Also for the people that don't know, he's also from Wisconsin as well, about an hour and a half from us. So,
nice.
um,
Get him on the pod.
yeah, there we go. He can shoot, but again, a lot of these guys are game shooters. There is a whole
Yeah.
difference in a 3-point contest shot and a game shooter, kind of like a game dunker and a dunk contest winner. Um, but I'm gonna go with Tyrese. I think on this, it's his building, so got the home field cooking, home court cooking. So I'm gonna go Tyrese on this one. And
Good
then
deal. We'll see
so
how it shakes out.
there is like this new event, and it's Steph versus Sabrina. So they're gonna do like a 3-point contest between themselves, and that's probably why Steph isn't in the main one. And I think it is on a like an all LED court, which is kind of cool.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh,
Again, just wanted to bring attention to it. It's something different. Be kind of cool. I think she's gonna beat him.
that's what I was about to say. I'm going to Sabrina,
Mm-hmm.
so that'd be cool.
So next year, I'm betting Caitlin Clark's gonna be in there.
Caitlin Clark is the best shooter that will ever
Ever.
step foot in the WNBA, and
And
she'll won't even play a game yet.
yeah, I know it's nuts. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic. And kind of last on Saturday night, we have what used to be the best event of all, the dunk contest. Again, for you those listening not on YouTube or Spotify with the video, we have Jalen Brown, Mac McClung, who won last year. Is it Jaime Jaquez Jr.? I think. I don't think it's Jamie. I think it's Jaime.
Okay.
He's the kid from UCLA. If a couple years ago, maybe if not last year, and then Jacob Toppin. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Kentucky
Um,
boy.
yes. So at least we have a big time name in it finally again, because Jalen Brown is a
Yes.
superstar. And he would be a bigger superstar if Tatum wasn't there, if he was on another team. He would be the guy. So um, and I know you're probably cheering for him, so I'm not going to go any different. I'm going with Jalen Brown because I really liked him. I said when the Celtics drafted him, you were like, nah, I don't like. I said this dude, this is the guy. I liked him coming out of college,
Yeah.
and I'm like his biggest supporter without him even knowing it from a Bulls fan. But um, I'm going Jalen Brown in this easy. I think it's going to be easy too.
Yeah, that's I like Jalen, and I also like Jacob Toppin, but that puts me as a Kentucky homer picking,
Well,
picking Toppin here, Cat in the 3-point, and then Maxi in the
there you
skills
go.
competition. So I'll go. No, I'm gonna go Jalen Brown as well.
You
Just
got
just
to.
on this one, I think it'll come down. McClung, he's gonna put on the show still. Maybe because he's a star, maybe he'll get that star treatment. Jalen Brown
Yep.
will, and get the edge. So it'd be pretty cool. I'm
Yeah, I
excited
agree.
for it. So it's good to see a star back in it finally.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, so I just realized this again. I should have done a lot more research before we started talking about this. This event is in Lucas Oil Stadium. Have they all said that at the bottom of this webpage? Did you notice
Yes.
that? So that 3-point contest is going to be hard as hell. Shooting in a football stadium, we all see it on the March Madness every year that any great shooting team goes into a football stadium and can't shoot worth a lick. So I don't know as I like that. I mean, I know you can fill it to God knows how many, but wow, that's an interesting little
It's
tip.
kind of weird they're not doing it at Bankers. So
Yeah, that I don't know as I like
uh,
that. But again, both on Jalen's side on this one, so I like that. And then finally, this is not really a web page we need. We have the game on Sunday. Now, the one thing I will say about it, I do like that it went back to the East and West again.
yes.
I think the captains thing was kind of boring. And it didn't really make sense of what was happening or why. So glad on the East and West. Looking at the roster, I'm pretty sure. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go on the East side this year. I'm going to take the East to win for sure.
Good call. Who's your MVP?
Ooh. I might just be boring and probably say Giannis. I think
Okay.
that's what I'm going to
I
say.
know normally they like to like the home
True.
crowd star or whatever. Normally balls out a lot, so it may be like Halliburton, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm on the same page as the East is going to win. Um, but I'm going to go back to back All Star MVPs, Jason Tatum.
Oh, I like that. I like that pick as a Boston homer, of course.
Yeah,
Um,
got to.
but hey, a dude is what they say, like the green mamba. So
That's
he's
right.
disgusting. He's the real deal. So that is in a nutshell All-Star weekend. A lot of stuff happening again. We'll see if it pans out the way it's supposed to. We can let you know the next week for sure. And kind of wrapping up here, the only other thing I had was kind of going back to your news segment. We do finally have MLB players reporting to spring training. Give me one thing you're looking forward to in Boston season this year. One thing.
Oof.
It's going to be a rough one, I think, but
Yeah, it's gonna be real rough. We've traded everybody that was good from that 2018 World Series team. There's nobody left except Devers.
yes.
Um, I guess we'll see if they make any moves. I'll be excited if they make any big moves, but I'll be excited to see how our farm system panned out. We've got a lot of good young guys coming up to play this year, so
Yep.
we'll see how they turn out, and hopefully we can develop them and get into contention in 2 years. We'll see.
Okay. Okay. I like
What are
that.
you excited
I
for with Cubs?
so they're killing me right now, but I am on Team Bellinger. I think they're going to sign him. I also think they should sign Matt Chapman as well. Um, if they at least get Bellinger, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they will win the NL Central. They're going to beat the Brewers,
Ooh,
they're going to beat the Reds, and they're definitely going to beat the Pirates, and they're going to beat the St. Louis Cardinals. So um, I'm going to say they win it if they get Bellinger back with the signing of Imaga, and a lot of those guys have been there a few years now. So that is what I'm looking forward to the most, is being back on top of the NL Central.
here we
Um,
go.
I'm excited for it. So with that being said, we appreciate you listening. So why don't you hit them with
Yes.
the outro?
All right. So we just want to thank everybody for tuning in, however and wherever you may be listening. Hit the follow, subscribe button, Apple Pod, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. If you like the content, tune in next week. Peace.